It's not regional. Okay, on number item 9, discussion of Friends of the Library soft opening and house volunteers.
What, is that for August the 9th or?
I'm sorry, that is for August the 9th.
Okay,
If you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it says Rachel Ayala commented, because I can't commit them to put tables
oh, okay,
outside, just commit, comments. That's it.
okay, perfect. Does anybody else have any objections to the minutes? That were submitted for August the 9th, 4th of September the 20th? So with respect to August the 9th, I guess we'll just table those for approval for next meeting. And approve the September 20th, 2021 minutes. Does anyone want to make a motion to approve and to table? I'll make the motion. Thank you. And do I have a motion to approve? Or anybody else opposed? Seconded? Anyone? Okay, thank you. Okay, so that passed, and the August the 20th, August the 9th minutes are tabled. Okay, for correction. Okay, so that brings us to number 2 on the agenda, discussion, number 3, citizen comment. Is there any citizen comments?
No, there is no citizen comment.
Okay, we're moving on to number 4, the library report.
And the first one is the.
I'm going to start off with just a few other things. Comment. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. So just to update you a little bit on our crosswalk lights for South Mills, those have already arrived, and now we're just working on the logistics for the install. We also have.
Can I interrupt? In fact, I'm going to be updating, and I just have a meeting with the internal services. We are going to meet with, we're going to outsource the installation. Ms. Ayala, you were spearheading that. We have the blinking lights, so.
Oh, that's what I wanted to know.
We have them. We're going to meet with them, location, and then outsource it to install them. So hopefully by the next meeting, we're going to be doing that, and then.
And then the next update would be the extra lights that for Manzano Street. Those have already been ordered, so we're just waiting on the lead time for those. So we'll go ahead, and also for Southwell, so they'll be lighting up much more of our back area and make it safer there.
And the front area too. We're also going to put 2 lights in the front, southwest side, and 4 in the back on the southern side. With the prop.
And then besides our regular programming, we did have a few other featured.
Unfortunately, the programs, the thing's not working at the moment.
It's not like, okay, well then I'll just let them know. That's fine. We did have National Library Card Sign Up Month in September. And so all of our new members, whether it was a child or a teen or adult, they were all entered into a giveaway. So we had some very happy people at the end of the month. We gave away a ball pit activity set for our younger children, a switch for our tweens, a beat for our teens, and we had a Keurig for adults. And then in October, we did have another successful Super Smash Brothers. We actually even had a costume contest, and we got a really good turnout. It was over 100 people, right? Yeah, it was over 100 people that registered, all ages, and so very successful one more time there.
At the southernmost, right?
Yes, it was at the southmost. And also in October, we had a collaboration between the library that was set up by Kayla and with the Brownsville Historical Association, and there was a haunted tour that was set up over at the old cemetery. It was our first one, and also very, very successful. Registration for that one filled up within the first 2 days, and so then we had a waiting list. But yeah, they were able to get a tour around the old cemetery, as well as have some history being told there, and they got to share stories.
Do you mind if I say something about that? I happened to be there at that event, and I was very impressed with the staff. where at the end of the tour, they set up a circle and they still told stories.
Yes.
And it was just very neat the way you were able to do that. So congratulations. That was very successful.
And then before we get into our grand opening, just one more statement on my behalf. And that is that our makerspace advisors have begun their programming as well. And we did have 2 in the month of October, which was Do-It-Yourself Spine Journal and Spooky T-shirts. And so we had them at both libraries. It was very successful. We had a lot of patrons come in of all ages and go ahead and participate in both events. And now I'm just going to turn it over to Kayla so she can tell you about our reopening and our story walk.
Hello, everyone. Kayla Cervinio, I'm one of the librarians here, and you guys know, because I've spoken about it before, we hosted the grand reopening in September, and honestly, it was a huge success. I had a great group of staff that day, and we had a lot of very happy patrons. Our numbers ended up being in the 700s.
Wow.
We were giving away tumblers and like a whole bunch of other goodies, and we ran out because we just did not anticipate that high of a number. But we had the Roca perform, so they brought their Cocorico dancers, their Carlota dancers. They had the mariachis playing, so it was awesome. They all loved that. The first performance was the Mr. Moon book signing and reading, and the kids really loved that as well. And we actually purchased a whole bunch of those board books so that they could actually do a signing, and then everyone walked away with the free book. No one had to worry about paying for it. And then at the end of the night, we had the zoo come out and do an animal presentation. And of course, the kids love that because they got to line up and pet the alligators. So it was really cool. We had some carnival rides outdoors. We got some stuff from Rental World, and they sent some of their staff over, so they were a big help in running the rock wall, which was very popular. And then we had McDonald's also come out with their play van, so it's like the little arcade games. And they did a raffle at the end, and one lucky kid got to take one of the arcade games home for a week. So it was a lot of fun. We didn't, I was running around like crazy, and honestly, it was just all happy faces, and it went off almost without a hitch. There were little hiccups, of course, but when isn't there? But we were able to handle everything, and like I said, my staff was amazing, and we had some volunteers there as well who also were amazing. So it was a big success, and I wish you guys could see the pictures, but that's not working right now. But we could probably send that to y'all later.
Next time.
Pictures.
I'll email it to everybody. All the presentations that we're going to be on here, I'll email them to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun, and so we look forward to doing big events like that again in the future. So that's that on the grand reopening. Do you have any questions?
I was there at the grand reopening. And it was so neat to see all the people there. There was a lot of people, and from all ages, from kids to adults, and everybody, you could see that they were having fun. The rock wall, then they had another type of ride. Yeah, the spinning wheel, like the kids were very excited about it. And I actually got some of my students to go, and some of their comments was, "Ma'am, they should do this more often." So I would highly encourage it. I'm all for it, whatever y'all need. More events like that would definitely bring more people into the libraries.
Yeah, we're definitely hoping to plan some big stuff in the future. So just be ready for that. We have a really great team of programming librarians here, so we're very excited. Yeah.
This one at the beginning. This only
I know.
cements what we need to do forward. So it's going to be not a plan. It will be more often.
Unfortunately,
At the very least, quarterly.
unfortunately, I couldn't attend. I was celebrating my 54th class reunion.
Oh,
So, friends hadn't seen you in years, but I heard it was wonderful. So glad. Congratulations,
thank you.
Juan and your staff. I heard y'all did a wonderful job.
Thank you. Okay, so we can go on to the story walk. We've also spoken about this as well. This has been in the works for quite some time now, but we were finally able to get everything moving. And once we got it moving, it went very quickly. So of course, we partnered with the Brownsville Parks and Recreation. Damaris was the one that we were kind of working with the most, but she went on maternity leave. So we started working with Graciela and Daniel, and they were amazing. So basically, the story walk is kind of a way to combine literacy with movement and just going out in nature and kind of doing things outdoors. And what I like a lot about what we chose to put on our storyboards is that not only is it just the story that they can read page by page as they walk down the trail, there's also little activities that they can do as they move on to the next storyboard. So one of them would be like do a little dance on the way over there or point out 5 things you can see. So it kind of really gets them interacting with the story and outdoors in a way that they probably couldn't do if they were just sitting, you know, in bed reading a book, which is fine, of course, but this is a little bit different. It's a different way to experience a story. So we're really excited about it. We were able to get 16 stands installed, and they were installed at the southmost trail. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with this trail, but we started it over on the international side just because there is kind of an open space there, and the pergola that's there is closer to the entrance than the one on the other side. So we started at that pergola, and we just kind of made our way down the trail all the way to Southmost Road. So it's really cool, the stands. I wish you guys could see them again. They're very nice. Parks and Rec did an amazing job at setting them up for us. Basically, they're these big like plexiglass stands. We're able to open them, and so we can switch out the storyboards as often as we like. The first story that we got was one that we were able to get for free online. It's called Big Dance by F.U. Greenham. And this one we have it for 5 years, although we're not going to leave it there for 5 years, of course. So the plan right now is to be able to switch out the storyboards quarterly. But of course, we have to get permission from the publishers to use their stories in our story walk. It's sponsored by Let's Move and Libraries. They're kind of a national movement that have been behind the story walk for a long time. And we actually submitted our story walk to be featured on their website during National Story Walk Week. So that is actually the 15th through the 19th, so it's coming up pretty quick. And actually on Sunday, the 14th, we are having our first, we're calling it Story Time on the Trail. So we're really excited about that. We're gonna try and get kids out there, and we're gonna walk them through the entire trail, and we're gonna do the story along with them.
What time is it
So-
gonna be Saturday?
It's on Sunday, and it's gonna be at 2 p.m.
Okay, and so where are you gonna start?
We are gonna start on the international side.
Okay, I need to go look for, okay.
It's by Carling Switch.
Next to Porter, after the canal.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
our quarter is. Yeah, we're actually working with Parks and Rec right now. There's kind of an empty lot near that pergola, and they said they could maybe possibly do like a parking solution for us there. So hopefully we can get something set up and we can have our patrons park there as an easier way for them to access it, just because that trail does not have convenient parking. So it's gonna be, hopefully we can just get that set up and it won't be too big of an issue.
Are there any trees on that trail?
Trees? Yes. Yeah, there's like palm trees. I actually walked it for the first time a couple of weeks ago. It's a very nice trail. I was very impressed. Parks is doing a great job at keeping that trail looking good. But yeah, so we're really excited about it. Let me make sure I got through everything because I know I spoke a mile a minute. Yes, yeah, we're excited, and this was just like I don't know if it's our first partnership with Parks and Rec, but it's definitely one of the first probably, and we're just really excited, and we loved working with them, so hopefully we can do more collaborations with them in the future. But yeah, any other questions?
Yeah, I think y'all are doing a great job.
Thank you.
That's everything?
Yeah, that's it from me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Vino. Thank you guys so much for your help. Sounds fabulous. Okay, let's go on to number 5, discussion of work plan for the 2022 fiscal year.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, again. We don't have the other picture, right? No, the other slide, okay.
We don't have the other slide, unfortunately.
So I just wanted to go ahead and review the work plan with you. This work plan are besides our day-to-day operations, these are other goals and events that we've set ourselves to accomplish from now until September. And there are things that pertain to both libraries, and then there's some that are specific to the main branch and some specific to the Southmost branch. So I'm gonna go over first the ones that pertain to both libraries. And the first one would be purchase and install deep freeze software to improve our cybersecurity for public computers. This is something that we want to offer our patrons. You know, sometimes we do have issues with the computers in relation to downloading some items, saving items onto their USB. So this is a software that will hopefully solve that problem and make their use of the computers much more smoother and easy to use.
And also safer for cybersecurity.
Yes.
It's like after every staff, patient uses it, it resets back to original, so it doesn't save any information.
Personal information that they might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With more security.
And so that's something that we're working on acquiring. We're demoing it, and then working on acquiring it for use at both libraries. The next one would be design and install designated breastfeeding areas at both libraries. And that one's actually, we're pretty much almost done. Both of the pods have arrived at both libraries. We actually got the one for Southmost today. It's just now a matter of putting it together at both libraries, and we should accomplish that by the end of the month, hopefully. And basically, these pods are available not only for our staff members at both libraries, but they will also be available to the public. So they'll be out on the floor, visible for everyone to see. And they also have an app, so if somebody's coming in from out of town and they're using that specific app, we'll be on there saying that we are a location that hosts these pods.
Is it breastfeeding pod?
Lactation.
Lactation pods.
Okay.
As far as the city has a lactation policy, so we want to go ahead and add that to our libraries, at both libraries. And of course, it's ADA compliant and it's privacy, and they can reserve it in advance for a specific time.
That's awesome. Great.
Then we will be working on updating furniture in the children's sections of both libraries. And that's already in the works. We have met with a company and we've been looking at different furniture.
Updating it, modernizing it.
Yeah, we'll also be modernizing our current marquees. And so we're taking from the ones that we currently have. We know that they're a bit outdated. So this year we plan on bringing them up to par at both libraries.
How is it that you're planning on doing that?
We're working with the planning and zoning department to help us to see what we can better use. We're also working with the airport and multimodal, so we have the same announcing system. So we're still working on that. We can give you more as we move on. But the main thing is that we want to make it more useful, because right now they're not connected with, we can beautify it better and make it more friendly.
And we're hoping to hopefully add the LEDs so we can go ahead and promote our events and services on those.
That would be great.
Do it a paint job.
Updating our logo.
There you go.
Yes. For the Southmost branch, we're also working on updating our furniture for our teen section. And again, we are working with the same company that we are reviewing children's furniture for. We're also doing that for the teen section at Southmost. And that's just because prior, we didn't have a specific designated area for the teens. And now with the replacement of our collections, we have created that area. So now we need something that's more appealing to teens within that section.
Sure.
And then we are going to finalize the workspace to create the specific makerspace area. And so that's a work in progress. We're working with internal services department here and looking at the best options that we can in order to recreate the old children's office into now the makerspace lab, getting equipment in there. And then we do have developed a wall mural in the public vaulted section. That was still within our work plan. And for that one, we actually have we have a group that is interested, that was part of, within the city, that's part of our professional development program, that are going to be assisting us with this, along with our communications department, and hopefully getting something up there as well, and to hopefully get some color up on that wall. I think
The
they're
mural is for what library?
the southeast. Southwest. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, and Ms. Gonzalez, would you like to share what we have discussed regarding?
Yeah, we have discussed according to, for the wall mural, to possibly have community involvement. Maybe have like a contest where students or the community can submit their designs. And then we can take it from there and have the group that are gonna help us to put up the actual mural, but really make it a community type of event. I think that if we make it like that, it'll be more ownership for the Southmost community, and, you know, it'll create that sense of community and togetherness. And I think that they'll be more excited to go to the library and show off, like, hey, I designed that, or something like that. So we have been talking about it. Hopefully, we can finalize it soon.
We will.
So it's definitely on the agenda to have community input, for sure.
Well, we've talked about it, but of course, we need to have input from.
Formalize it.
Yeah.
We need to formalize it.
Specific to the main branch, then,
May I have some input on the Southwest, and I've been talking to Juan, and he's been wonderful. That, I went to talk to the high school principals of both Lopez and at Porter, in terms of, the kids, volunteering for the Friends, so they can get community hours for their scholarships, because they need to have some. So I've also asked to go talk to the parents, so we can get them to volunteer to be there with them and also get ownership, like you're saying, that this is part of their community. And they were very receptive. We're just, I'm still talking to them. And the other thing that I would highly like to recommend for both libraries is having some computer classes for the adults, the beginning, like we used to have them in this room, and the parents over there. So like that, they can more or less, get together, involved with the kids. So that's something that I know that I've talked to you about, and we're working on it.
Let me say that we were working on it. Normally I don't deal with personnel issues. Leo is no longer with us, but we have a plan in place, staff. We're gonna get that started.
Great.
It's already,
it's in development.
it's in development. We
No,
already,
I know.
we already have the lesson plans
Uh-huh.
and everything. It's just, we have to pivot it to youth librarians. But it's already in the lesson plan. One of the things that we did while we were close to COVID, we had staff generate lesson plans for beginner, medium, and so we have a lesson plan. Now we have to implement. So we are going to do it at the beginning of the year, I believe.
Yes, our aim is for January.
And we're having a hard time getting volunteers over there for Friends, but if we can get the community, the parents out there, that would be wonderful, because they will be there with their kids.
I'm sorry, this lesson plan is for part of what initiative?
Pardon?
For the computer classes.
Oh,
Computer classes, yeah.
Okay.
And in all aspects, whether it's Word, email, but also social media. Some adults may not know how to use social media. So it'll be a little bit of everything. We have plans for all those lessons.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Specific to the main branch, we are also going to repurpose the former BTV area.
Right
our
outside here.
makerspace, so it's the room right next door to us. So that will also be refurbished in order to use it for our makerspace lab. And that one will also be working with our internal services department. And then the next item is also to update our wireless access points, and that's in cooperation with our enterprise applications department. Get better Wi-Fi reception. And then lastly, it would be to coordinate also with internal services to replace our roof here at the main branch. It needs some updates.
We're in the process. We already acquired an architect, and the biggest problem is is the material gathering is about 6 to 8 months lead time, but we are going to be having a new roof, no more leaks, new HVAC system, more automated, and perhaps even refurbishing our restrooms, more modernized. And that's part of the package, part of the CIP project.
And then just touching on a couple other points, more in our area of quality of life. At the Southmost Library, we have, this project actually just wrapped up, but we did reorganize our fiction collection into genres over there to match our fiction collection here. So that one just wrapped up this weekend, actually. So we're all set in that sense.
And we're hoping that in changing it into, normally there will be by the last name of the author. We're gonna put them, we did put by genre, like westerns or.
Classics,
And hopefully that will stir up more of a interest in reading.
But sometimes we do get patrons that come in and they want to go specifically to the mystery or the thriller. So now that way now we can point them to, okay, all of this section is our mysteries.
Yeah.
All of this section is our thriller. So it also makes it easier for somebody who's looking for a specific topic.
How long did it take you all to do that?
Oh, it's
Kathleen, Lisa?
3 weeks.
Wow.
3 weeks to do the records, and it actually took 4 days to shift the collection into presentation wise. So they worked very fast. We were very proud of all of the staff that cooperated in this project. And then, of course, also included would be implementation of the library task force ideas. And that's also a work in progress. Each of our librarians has taken lead on these programs. So we're hoping to start implementing some of those ideas beginning in January and moving forward.
One of the things that perhaps Brenda forgot to ask, or maybe you say, excuse me, was that we are going to be bringing up to you after January, when we have either the same board or new board members, we're going to update our library policies. We're not bore you with all the library policies that we're going to tell you what the changes. We're going to make it more easier, and we're going to upgrade something that needs to be upgraded. So Brenda has taken the lead on that, along with Josie and Melinda. So we're going to bring you what before, what now, but we're only going to highlight the changes, if you will. And so we want to make sure that you have input in that, and maybe we can email you, so you can browse and then you can bring up the question. But that's something that we need to do. We have not revised them in quite a while, and so we need to update that. And so that's something that will be done too. I don't know if we'll talk about it, Brenda.
Yes, that was my last point. You got it. That's okay. Good. But that pretty much covers our work plan. If anybody has questions.
Are we gonna be having Santas and Friends for the kids?
We are going to be having a Christmas program. Yes, Santa will.
But not at the scale that we used to do before.
No.
It'll be different.
I like that it's not like we used to.
It'll be a variety.
Yes. This year it'll be a Trail of Lights type of.
Bigger.
Yes.
It's gonna be bigger.
Kayla, do you want to give a brief overview?
Go for it. Thank you for bringing that up.
So we're super excited this year because we gave ourselves a ton of work, but we're very, very excited. We're doing it at both branches. It's going to be a week apart, the main event. But basically, like Brenda said, it's a trail of lights. So we have a lot of open space here at this branch and a lot of open space at Southmost. So we're going to take advantage of all that outdoor area, and we're going to do basically just really cool Christmas sets. So it's going to be a trail that they can walk, and there's going to be a lot of things for them to look at. So we have a couple of themes. We have a woodland theme, a T-Rex theme, so a dinosaur theme, a space theme, classic Christmas, and Candy Cane Lane, yes. So they're going to make their way through the trail. They can stop and take pictures, and at the end of it, then they can meet Santa and take their picture with Santa. The cool thing is that these will stay up for 2 or 3 weeks. The Southmost one, I think, is going to be 3 weeks, and the mains will only be 2 weeks, just because that's how it worked out. But patrons will be able to pretty much walk the trail at their own leisure. They don't have to wait for that night. They can go out there and they can and explore the trail on their own. The night of our events, we're gonna have different stations, so there's gonna be just a bunch of activities for them to do. So it's gonna be really interactive. They're gonna be able to take things home with them, and then of course meet Santa and get to experience this really cool trail.
I like it. It's something totally different. And I'm gonna suggest that you go ahead and make the request to Friends of the Library for whatever assistance you have, because there's money here.
Yes, ma'am.
So the sooner the better,
We
so you all can acquire it,
we need to finalize so we can know exactly
Yeah.
how much money.
so you can order it.
Yes.
But it is in the works and it will
I
have,
love it, I love
I
it. It's
believe it's
fantastic.
December 13th.
The 13th at Southmost?
And the 20th here? Yep, yes.
Wow. Lot of new exciting ideas. Congratulations to the staff, Mr. Yeah, and to all of you also, for heads burning this.
It's, Ms. Ayala, the reality is, it's our staff is the one that's one.
Well, all of you, the leadership too.
And also Kayla just reminded me, we will be participating in the Christmas parade.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
What, you're gonna be doing a float or what?
We're gonna be very creative. You're gonna,
Yeah.
I don't really want to say it to them.
The staff is going to create a float, promoting our dino wall and promoting our makerspace. And so everybody's very excited. They've got all these ideas flowing, which is why we're gonna carry some of of that theme into our holiday lights, especially with our dino wall, hopefully, coming up and wrapping up and being able to premiere soon.
Wow,
Yeah, and
wow.
one of the things is the library has 2 city vehicles and one is like a transit van. So we actually wrapped it in the library theme with our website, pictures, read, so that way when our driver is going back and forth with the branches all around the city, people see basically a walking
Yeah.
billboard. So that van is gonna be putting
Pulling the float.
the float and it'll be.
And we'll have some of our team walking in the front with their banner, somebody driving, and then others within the float as well. So everybody's super excited about putting it together and being able to participate. It's the first time that we're doing this, and I have every hope that it's going to go awesome.
It will, it will.
Sorry.
No, and very important that they volunteered, but they actually, I want to do it, so it's that is even more exciting that we didn't technically do it. They volunteered. It was actually their idea. It wasn't mine or Brenda. It was their idea. So you were saying?
I was just gonna ask, do y'all know if there's a holiday village this year?
Yes.
Yes.
Does the library have a house or no? I don't
No,
remember.
I don't think we do, but I think we should in the future. No. It's gonna happen. We don't have a house now.
I wonder how expensive it is to get a house.
They're putting that up.
Parks.
Parks Department.
Yeah, that would be really neat to have a
So
library.
we'll look into that with parks. Thank you.
That's a good idea. Great idea.
Any questions on the work plan?
Any other comments?
And may I remind you, this is beyond what we do on a day-to-day. This is extra.
No, we get that.
Okay, so if that's everything for agenda item number 5, guess we'll just move on to number 6, the presentation of the TSLAC Digital Navigators Grant Program.
So good evening, board members. My name is Courtney Taylor, and I am the Library Services Coordinator for both branches here with Brownsville Public Library System. The TSLAC grant is Texas State Libraries and Archives Commission. They approached libraries in Texas to start a Digital Navigators Grant Program. So in our original slides, which we'll give to you guys later, is kind of explaining what a digital navigator is. And part of that is the functions that we as a library already do in-house to provide a bridge to the digital gap to our patrons, both through our current lab in PCC, as well as our previous computer classes. This grant was opened up to be able to help limit the digital divide by giving access to people in various ways, which could include giving them access to internet at home, acquiring technology devices, and advancing their digital literacy skills by providing quote unquote digital navigators or people on the ground who would be able to give one-on-one help to our community members and to increase their skills and lifestyle. The grant was offered to fund both a single library and multiple branches. With that, our branches were able to get to a maximum amount of $80,000 for this grant proposal. It would be able to do a digital navigators program for our community and give us staff the ability to get additional training to help and provide that outreach to our programming and solicitation managers. Our proposal that we did here for the libraries are to include two different types of databases and softwares. One of them was LinkedIn Learning. So we will be able to do different training programs through there, as well as integrate those into people's LinkedIn Learning profiles to show that they are accessible skills that each citizen has completed and valued to help them mitigate their job market availability. The other portion of our software was to request that we become a North Star Digital Literacy Center and Testing site. They offer different assessments for digital literacy from, Microsoft Word on to programming for creating websites, CCLS, other different type of actionable items so that they would be able to facilitate their learning. Our proposal also included equipment, and how we divided it was both for our patrons to be able to circulate and in-house use. So in our in-house use, we requested equipment for iPad Pros to be able to be used for our computer classes and our makerspace events, as well as the cases and carding for those. And then for our checkoutable services, we requested to get 40 iPads that patrons will be able to take home and use at their leisure for, I believe we're determining a 2-week period to start as our pilot program. These packages would also include Apple Pencils to be able to be used at home as well. So we did our proposal up to TSLAC, and the application opened in September of 2021. They met as their board in November and were able to go through how many different libraries applied, and 10 were pre-selected to be able to move on to the granting process. Of the RGV, only 2 libraries showed up on that list, us and I believe Mercedes. As of this Friday, we have heard that we were accepted for our proposal and have received this TSLAC grant for a digital navigator program, which we should be implementing in both branches and have accessible to the public. The project window begins December 1st of 2020 and proceeds to November 30th of 2022. This grant is a reimbursement grant, so we will be able to get those funds back for our library to endeavor in future projects. Does anybody have any questions, queries, concerns, comments?
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a very big collaborative effort between us and Grants Department, as well as Technical Services and Makerspace, because they helped us determine what kind of equipment we would be able to use or get to be able to help the best we could with the limited amount of funding that was being offered. And we look forward to applying for more of these types of programs so we can better help our citizens.
And if I may add, I don't know if you noticed, Courtney was recently promoted to a new position of Library Services Coordinator. She will be helping us, our administrative team, to be out there in the public, basically outreach what we have to offer. And so that's part of her job, and she's well deserved, and she has done a good job. She has a lot of ideas to improve our services. We can't assume that that people are gonna know what we're here. We need to make sure that we're out there everywhere. And so, she has done, in her first month, she has done a wonderful job, and I know that she's gonna continue to do more. And so she'll be probably, asking you guys what you guys want, and so she'll be, basically, she'll be making sure that we are doing our job.
Congratulations.
Does anybody else have any questions, comments, or concerns?
Heard a lot.
Okay. Okay, well then, thank you so much. And then we're gonna move on to number 7, board appointments.
Good evening, board members. As you know, several of our members are coming to the end of their term. Ms. Shannon, Ms. Sosa, Ms. Celia Flores, and Mr. Pequeño. I know you just started with us in August, but you were filling in a vacant position for Ms. Lehman, who left us at the beginning of the year. So these terms are coming to the end in January of this coming year. We will be going up for applications and new appointments December 7th commission meeting. So I encourage you guys to reapply, so see if you will be reappointed. Of course, it is up to the discretion of our commissioners, right? But we would love to see your faces are here again if possible.
Yes.
So please keep in mind, if you don't wish to, join us again, suggest to other people to join, to apply for our board.
When's the deadline for that? You know.
So I have to have everything submitted by November 19th, so next Friday.
Yeah, and even so, the commission, at their discretion, even at the last minute, we can recommend anybody, preferably the application has to be on file, but.
November one?
December 7th is the meeting, and we've had last minute applications come in.
Yes.
So that is so it's fine if they do last minute applications, but I have to have everything submitted and ready for the commission to review by November 19th, which is next Friday.
Okay.
That's because the rules changed?
Yes, since we are doing board appointments every either July or December, and since our appointments usually expire in January, we go for the December before.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comments, or concerns regarding this agenda item? Anybody? Okay. Well, if there isn't anything else, we've reached number 8, it's adjournment. I have a motion.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Okay, does anyone second?
I'll second.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I will be sending you guys the presentations sometime this week. So you can see all the wonderful pictures.
Thank you.
Time is 6:12. Library Board has adjourned.
And I know it's horrible.
Thank you, Mr. McLean.